Okay, so let's remember, first I'm going to do the distributive if I have to. Not always do we have to. And then I'm going to combine like terms. And then just solve like we've been solving. So here we go. First things first, combine like terms. We don't have any distributive. These are like terms. So I have 5m minus 10 equals 20. So I add 10 to both sides of the equal sign. 5m equals 30. I divide by 5, and I get m equals 6. I check my work to make sure that I've done the right thing. Negative 8 plus 5 times 6 minus 2 equals 20. So negative 8 plus 30 minus 2 equals 20. So this is going to get me 22 minus 2 equals 20. So 20 equals 20. So yes, I have the right answer. Okay, so let's look at this one. This does have distributive property, so I am going to distribute. I get negative 4x minus 24 equals 12. I add 24 to both sides of the equal sign. I get negative 4x equals 36. I divide by negative 4 on both sides, and I get x equals negative 9. So, negative 4, I plug in negative 9 plus 6. Negative 4, this would get me negative 3. And that would get me 12 equals 12. So yes, I did the correct work, and x does equal negative 9. Okay, so I did multiply through here. I get 5d minus 35 equals 90. I add 35 to both sides of the equal sign. I get 5d equals, let's see, that's a 5, that's 125. I divide by 5. 5 goes into 12 2 times, 25 times. So I plug it back in. 5 times 25 minus 7 equals 90. 5, let's see, that would get me 18 is equal to 90. 18 times 5, that would be a 4, that's 590, yep, 90 equals 90. So D does equal 25. Okay. So on this one, there's no distributive. So I combine like terms. So I get 5n minus 4 equals 21. So then I undo my subtraction by adding 4. I get 5n equals 25. I divide by 5 on both sides, and n equals 5. I check my work by plugging it back into the original equation. 8 times 5 minus 3 times 5 minus 4 equals 21. And I check my answer. 40 minus 15 minus 4, does that equal 21? 40 minus 15 is 25 minus 4. Look at that, 21 equals 21. It does work, so that means n does equal 5. So again, we have distributive property, so I'm going to multiply my 3 through and get 3k minus 6 equals 18. I want to isolate my variable, so I add 6 to both sides. 3k equals 24. Divide by 3, and k equals 8. I plug it in. 3 times 8 minus 2 equals 18. 3 times 6 So 18 equals 18. So I have the correct answer of k equals 8. Okay, there's no distributive, but there is combining like terms. So I'm going to combine these two. So I have negative 19 equals 1 minus x. So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides, get negative 20. Now this negative doesn't go away, boys and girls. I divide by a negative 1 on both sides, and I get 20 is equal to x. So negative 19 equals 1 minus 6 times 20 plus 5 times 20. So negative 19 equals 1 minus 120 plus 100. So negative 19 equals negative 119 plus 100. Negative 19 equals negative 19. So I did the correct work, and x equals 20. Okay. So combine like terms. 3 minus 1 will get me 2n equals negative 8. Divide by 2, and n equals negative 4. Guess I didn't need that much of a line for this one. Come on, change my color. So I check this, and I get negative times negative 4 plus 3 times negative 4 equals negative 8. So this would be 4 minus 12. So negative 8 equals negative 8. Does everybody notice that I wait to check it to box my answer to make sure I have the right answer? So I bring this down. Combine like terms. I get 6v minus 2 equals 4. I need to get the v by itself, so I'm going to add the 2 to the other side. 6v equals 6. I divide by 6, and v equals 1. I plug it in to make sure that I have the correct work. 1 minus 2 plus 5 times 1 equals 4. So I have 1 minus 2 plus 5 equals 4. So this would get me negative 1 plus 5 equals 4, and 4 equals 4. So I have the correct answer of v equals 1. Okay, combine like terms on the same side of the equal sign. 7a plus 7 equals negative 14. I subtract the 7 to the other side. 7a equals negative 21. I need to divide both sides by 7, and I get a equals negative 3. Then I check my work to make sure that I've done the correct work. 5 times negative 3 plus 7 plus 2 times negative 3 equals negative 14. Negative 15 plus 7 minus 6 equals negative 14. This would get me negative 8 minus 6. And negative 14 does equal negative 14. So yes, we have the correct answer. Okay, 2 more problems. Negative 2 times 2 would get me negative 4. Negative 2 times negative 2x would get me plus 4x. I get negative 8. I add 4 to both sides of the equal sign because we want to get rid of the negative 4, and the opposite of negative 4 is positive 4. 4x equals negative 4. I divide by 4 on both sides. I get x equals negative 1. I plug in to make sure that I have the right answer. 2 minus 2 times negative 1, equals negative 8. Negative 2 times 2 plus 2, because negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. So that would be 4. So negative 8 does equal negative 8. So x does equal negative 1. And last problem. So I'm going to multiply here and I get negative 8. I multiply here and I get positive 2x. I add 8 to both sides of the equal sign and I get 2x equals 9. I divide by 2 and I get x equals 9 over 2. I plug it back in to make sure that I have the correct answer. So negative 2, 4 minus 9 over 2 equals 1. Okay, so I want this to have the common denominator. So I'm going to multiply this by 2 and this by 2. So I would get 8 over 2. 8 over 2, if I divide 8 by 2, I'd get 4. So that's what I started with. So then I would get negative 1/2. That would get negative times negative is a positive. I'd get 2 over 2, which is 1. So 9 over 2 is the correct answer.